It is 9:28 a.m. January the 26th. It's a Wednesday, and I'm going to be focused on morning panic bounce place, although I probably won't really consider it because it's not really something I'm that good of. This thing could do RETO, a morning spike, maybe break this level here and do something nice, but I have the worry that it might just get sold off into. But I'll be watching RETO, especially if there are any morning panic bounce play setups, and to just learn from it. But if I had to guess, this thing could do some kind of a breakout, but maybe it won't. It's just, an idea. It doesn't have to happen. And I did add this one. It's not the best daily chart, but this could be a morning panic bounce play as well. It could be a lot better, but it could also be worse. That's what I'm going to do. Just focus on morning panic bounce plays for right now. It's 9:45 a.m. I haven't traded anything, but I did have an interest in RMSL, and that was at 9:39, right about here. So at first it did look kind of clean. It was downtrending right, and then it had this drop, and then it did break, I guess, a trend line from this level to this level. And then at 9:39, it was starting to look like, okay, I had this downtrend, bounces, and now it's trying to hold this level. I could be in here. I can risk 23 breaking, or maybe this level right here, which would still be close to a $10 risk level. So I did have an interest. I did place an order at again 9:39, right here in this volatility candle, right at the end of it, right when it had another drop towards this level, and it came all the way back. But when I was interested in it, it was around 235, and I put my limit buy at 24, and it went from 235 all the way to the top at 239, and then it was just my order was not getting executed. It was just sitting there, and then I didn't like the price action here at 940. It just looked like some topping action. There was people dumping their shares with considerable size on the bid, so I canceled the order for that reason. It didn't do actually anything here. It downtrended, and now it's looking a bit ugly, but it could try to do something. I just don't like it anymore for that reason. There haven't really been any other setups that were interesting. ILUS could have been like a little breakout here. I just wasn't really there for that. I wish I was there for that, because I would have considered trading it. It did make a move from 32 to, I guess if you want to count the wick, 33, which isn't a lot of range, and that's the issue with ILUS. LWLG did do something in that it had this spike, and then it dropped all the way back to this original level here, and it is making a move, but it is looking a bit ugly. I'm very happy that I called the move, right here when it was back at $7, but yeah, I just didn't like the way it was trading the other day. It did get to the $6 region, and then now it is up 10%. The thing did work out. I just didn't like the way it got there, and I think that's totally fine. So yeah, I'll make an update later, but I don't see anything right now that I'm interested in. Alright, it is 10:17. Even though I didn't trade anything today, and I don't think I will trade for the rest of the day, but I think I feel a lot better in terms of just trading overall. There was a point where I could have bought right here an RMSL at 23, and there was like a big 450 share bidder at the bid, I think at like 228, I believe, and that actually ended up working out right here, and I just hesitated. I even dropped my thing to 5,000 shares, not 10,000 shares, and I never did place an order. There might have been a chance I didn't get executed, but there was a time when 23 was at the ask with like 10,000 shares, and I could have been able to be in with 5,000 shares. And yeah, it did eventually work out. If you do a trend line from this candle to this candle, the corner here, this uptrending candle, once it broke out of that 23 range, it did make a nice move until it didn't, and then it downtrended, but it's still at its highs. And that's the same thing that I saw with LWLG, right? That it just looked completely ugly, but then it eventually did make the move. And on top of that, it was also ILUS. The other time I traded, it just looked absolutely ugly. I wasn't even in full sized. It worked out eventually. The volume is just not there. It's a bit harder trading OTCs when they're very illiquid, but both of them offered a move. This one is another one offering a move. I think this is going to help me just have more confidence to consider trading these and be more profitable, because if I don't do the thing where maybe if it doesn't look nice, although this one just took a few minutes before it started to uptrend, I could do something where I can still have my position right at the same level. If I'm just that antsy about it or hesitant, you know, I could be in at a $5 risk level, although I'd rather stick to my rule and trade, you know, a minimum $10 risk level. You know, I could sell half of my position after I'm in with a $10 risk level, and then I can hold the other half, and then if it breaks the day low, my risk level, whatever it is, I cut the trade then and there. But that just doesn't really happen that much, that I have to cut the trade for losses. The only one that did happen, which was not too long ago, was DPLS, but that one wasn't even a perfect morning panic bounce play. It had a whole bunch of flaws, so I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to gain more confidence from this and potentially have been able to, you know, be more profitable. This one did get to VWAP, and it did get to, although this probably would have been hard to sell into, you know, at 25 from 25.5 from 23, which is not that bad actually in terms of percentage. I think that's like 10%, you know. Like that was actually impressive, and it got to VWAP, and it wasn't all ugly. I mean, it did get ugly here, but you know, before it went past the trend line, it was looking pretty nice. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to trade anything because I do have a lot of work I need to catch up with, and I'm going to start working on that. But I do like that, and I think that can help me just be more confident trading these, and you know, considering more setups. I do like how LWLG did do the thing where, you know, it kind of dropped to this level here, and then it made an uptrend, right? It got to $8. I'm happy that it did the thing I was thinking about yesterday, even though I did break on the $6 again. You know, this is something else. So I think I just need to be more aggressive and more confident, and I think that will help me, you know, head towards the right direction. Rarely do these setups break the day low or the level I'm risking. If it's an ideal morning panic bounce play, and I have to cut losses, but yeah, I've been kind of in and out, but I think this helped. Yeah, I think this helped me a lot. I'll make an update later. I'm gonna start working maybe if something pops up until then, but I think I'll make one at the market close if I don't do one in the, you know, in the meantime. Okay, it is 10:45 a.m. and I want to make an update. I just made it was literally $1.01 trading ILUS, and this was just a bit of a something in that, you know, it had this little downtrend right here, and it came all the way to 30, right here, 30.66. It goes all the way back to 32, and then it goes back to this level. So the volatility is there. This can actually get to VWAP, which will be the goal. It's trying to base and have this support level. With all the things in mind, I went in at 1039, 1,000 shares, 31, right here. You know, I'd cut losses if it was going to break this 36 level, $10 risk level. Immediately had a nice spike, as you can see, to, you know, 31.5, which was ideal, obviously, because I'm in a trade for, you know, I'm in a long position. I'm not shorting it, and you know, when it had that crazy move towards this level, because I would have liked it if it was more gradual. I placed a sell order at 31.3, and I did get executed at 10:41. I'm trying so hard not to cough, dude. This is ridiculous. And at 10:44, you know, it had this nice move here. It was at the highs. There was so many people. You know, I bought 31, which was the ask, and then that eventually became the bid, and there was a whole stack of people at 31 supporting it, and then all of that got sold into, right? Just really ugly, this candle. You can see the volume. People were just dumping their shares at 31. I said, all right, this is not looking good. And I eventually, I think I placed one more order. Yeah, I was trying to sell at 31 at 10:43, but I didn't get executed, and there wasn't really anybody hitting the ask. It just started the downtrend a little bit, and yeah, I sold the rest at 30.09, which is a small difference from my entry. So this section was a slight loss. This section was profitable. I don't like the way it's trading right now, but it could try to do something later. I'm happy that I took this trade, and I'm definitely going to be gone. I'm going to start working on other stuff, but yeah, that was a trade here with ILUS. Alright, it is 7:41 p.m. and I am here to call it off. Overall, I think I'm up like $1.01 today. I'll do the double check and make sure I have it right for the thumbnail, and I would feel a lot worse if I didn't trade ILUS with a $10 risk level, because, you know, at this point where I am right now in my career, you know, trying to make it here day trading stocks, to trade a $5 risk level just seems like a waste of time. Like, come on, are you really trading a $5 risk level? Here was a trade at 10.39, and I got out because, you know, I just didn't like this price action, and it did continue the uptrend, right? But VWAP was also downtrending, which isn't good. It eventually broke this 30-cent level, and, you know, it made a move towards the downside. I really like, even though I hesitated, how RMSL did work out ultimately, even though it wasn't that nice looking. I think it can help me just have more confidence again trading these setups, and especially this case, you know, not having the best volume whatsoever, but, you know, it's still offering a nice move. Again, in theory, it could have been in at 33. It broke the trend line around this level right here, and it did consolidate above VWAP and get even higher, which is nice. But yeah, that's all I have. I hope I can keep getting better and just continue gaining more confidence. I think trend lines can help me hold setups a lot better. Why didn't I perhaps sell half, like I mentioned in the other video yesterday? Because in this case with ILUS, it already started the uptrend. It wasn't like the setup isn't working yet, it's not really making a move. I'm gonna cut, you know, the trade in half in case it fails, because it's taking longer than what I'd want it to. It's just not as ideal looking anymore. That wasn't the case here. This one did work, and it just got sold off, and I did not like that price action. So yeah, that's all I have for today. I hope my voice can clear up and finally get rid of, you know, the cough I've been having, and yeah, that's all I have for today.